The 6'11" junior Manning has moved into 4th place all time in KU scoring. He's in the top 10 in rebounding. For the defending NCAA champions, Louisville, it's number 42, sophomore center Purvis Ellison. Like Manning, Ellison quick off his feet and deadly inside. Purvis Ellison and Danny Manning, an All-America matchup as Kansas and Louisville, 2 Final Four teams of last year, meet today in Kentucky. NBC Sports presents the best in college basketball. Today from Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky, it's the Kansas Jayhawks against the Louisville Cardinals. Brought to you by Michelob. So exceptionally smooth, the night belongs to Michelob. By the U.S. Armed Forces, it's a great place to start. And by Mercedes-Benz, engineered like no other car in the world.
We're not a company, but we'll give you a chance to work where there's always a challenge. We'll give you opportunities to learn, to develop, to perfect skills that you thought were beyond your reach. We'll help you build a career that can reward you for the rest of your life. We're not a company, we're your country. We're the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start. Exceptionally smooth. The night belongs to Michelob.
Excuse me. Can I help you?
I'm not sure. I'm looking for the perfect TV. A 27-inch with black matrix, 110-degree angle of deflection, computer-accurate digital access tuning, 178 channels, built-in stereo decoder, and it's got to have infrared remote control that runs the TV, cable, and VCR, even if they're different brands. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. You want a Magnavox.
The perfect picture, the perfect remote. Nobody puts it together like Magnavox.
Welcome those of you who have been watching the action in Raleigh as the Oklahoma Sooners, number 9 in the nation, Billy Tubbs' team beats Jim Valvano's Wolfpack 86-82. We're just underway at Freedom Hall, Louisville. This is the first possession. Kevin Pritchard, the freshman. Pellock is blocked, gets it back. Blocked again by Ellison. Chris West, the senior guard. Williams is a freshman.
Kimbrough blocked the first one, and Ellison blocked the second one.
Ellison has blocked more shots this year than the opponents of Louisville combined. This is Ellison.
Tough, hard-to-man defense. Man-to-man on by the Jayhawks.
Ellison walked there, changed his pivot foot. Larry Brown shouting. In the paint to Ellison. Purvis Ellison, the most valuable player as a freshman in the NCAA tournament final last year. That was the first time in over 40 years a freshman had won that honor. Almost stolen by Keith Williams. They like his quickness.
Kimbrough comes to the backside in the first block. I watch Kimbrough go up, catch all ball on the backside. Now watch Ellison come up and block this one. Here goes the Condor. Wham.
Ellison, who had 46 blocks coming into this game, And Larry Brown not at all happy and flirting with a possible technical.
Well, I think Larry's think they're playing a little bit too physical out there. And one of the raps against the Cardinals are they're not physical enough. But I do know this week, the first time, I guess, in over a decade, that Coach Crum gave a tongue lashing, a real strong tongue lashing to his team and also to himself.
That was after a 16-point loss here at home against Memphis State on Wednesday night. Keith Harris, number 44, is in the ball game early for Kansas.
Solid ball play out of California.
Inside to Manning, and he traveled. There's a foul first on Ellison. Michigan upsets Iowa in Ann Arbor, 100-92. And is that a dogfight in the Big Ten? We're going to see both of those teams. In fact, we'll see the rematch here on NBC in February. And Kentucky beats Mississippi State by 14. Stolen away. Williams, 2-on-2. Inside to Herbert Crook.
Solid move. Pressure up court. 2-2-1. We'll settle back to a 2-3 zone. Hunter should blow by this. No problem.
Inside to Chris Piper. And the foul on Chris West of Louisville. Let's go back to Herbert Crook, who leads Louisville in scoring with a 15.5 average.
Watch superb Herb in the air. Watch him adjust in the air here. One avenue is blocked right there. And he bends his body around and takes it in from the left.
At the other end live, it's Piper getting Kansas on the board, 4-1. Took the Jayhawks 2 minutes 15 seconds to score. It's a 4-2 game.
Jayhawks going to try real hard to turn over Louisville. One of the bad things is that no ball handling.
Crook ahead. Kimbrough rebounded by the 6-foot guard Hunter. Good assist to Harris. It goes off to Pritchard. Hunter ties it up. Cedric Hunter.
Should be a trap at half court this time. We'll see what happens. Run and jump at half court. They got it broke.
Crook. Piper comes up with a loose ball. The numbers aren't right for Kansas. Veteran Hunter slows it down. It's tied at 4. 3 minutes gone.
It's a 1-1-3 zone. Settles into a 2-3.
Harris trying to feed Manning.
They're not taking the time, to analyze in that zone. I think Coach Brown will, first commercial timeout, will kind of get on him for it.
How tough it's been on Louisville to score from outside, where many teams are taking advantage of that new short-range three-point rule. Louisville is shooting only 25% on three-point attempts. And they're shooting only 46% overall. On the turnover, Kansas with a chance to take the lead for the first time.
As they go around the perimeter against this 1-1-3. There's a 1-1-3 zone. Pritchard should have the shot from the other side. Here he comes around to the strong side. He should have it. No.
Harris, the freshman, he's only 17 years old, from Santa Monica, California. Kansas leads for the first time with 4 minutes and 10 seconds gone.
Need somebody in the middle, Louisville.
On the man-to-man, we've got the All-Americas matched against each other. Manning guarding Ellison. Inside to Williams. Knocked away by Harris. And with it, a timeout. 15 minutes plus remaining here at Freedom Hall, Louisville. Kansas, the visitors, lead by 2.
It was the ultimate test of endurance, equivalent to more than a lap around the world in 8.5 days. This Mercedes-Benz traveled 31,000 miles, averaging over 154 miles per hour, stopping only seconds at a time for fuel and fresh drivers. Indeed, only seconds were needed, because during the entire trip, not a single mechanical failure occurred. High performance is exciting. High performance and reliability is Mercedes-Benz.
When his stomach balks, Davy Johnson reaches for serious medicine. Rolaids consumes all the acid required to bring millions 100% relief. And relief is needed on days like these.
I should have gone into golf.
Get serious relief. Get Rolaids.
If you're allergy sensitive, cold symptoms can make your winter attacks feel even worse. For relief, discover Benadryl Decongestant. With Benadryl, the most prescribed allergy medication ever, plus a nasal decongestant. Benadryl Decongestant.
Once upon a time, millions of us roamed the bathrooms of America.
We're bull shavers, convinced we had to use shavers with all kinds of expensive extras.
But we don't pay an arm and a hoof anymore, 'cause us bull shavers are becoming
Bic shavers. Bic gives us an extraordinary shave at an extraordinary price, without bells or whistles. To pay more makes you, well, bullheaded. Try the Bic for normal or sensitive skin, and you too will have a beef
with bull shaving.
Hi, I'm Paul Schaefer, the driving force behind all popular music.
We like ourselves, don't we, Paul?
I'll be hosting Saturday Night Live this week with musical guest Bruce Hornsby.
Well, isn't that special?
Checking the Kansas bench, Mark Pillock was taken out with a shot to the nose, and the word that we receive unofficially is that he has broken his nose. That was why Harris came in the early substitution, and now that's why Larry Brown seemed so furious early on. He thought that was a loose elbow that was missed by the officials. We don't see Pellock on the bench, so apparently they've taken him back into the dressing room for repairs. 6-4 Kansas, and knocked away by Piper as they tried to set up Williams. Now we're watching Denny Crum's morning television show, Al, and he now feels more and more that the zone defense on that out-of-bounds play is not the answer, that he wants to go to the man-to-man, that the teams have become too sophisticated. And that man inbounding the ball is too often free for an easy shot with a simple screen off the zone.
Well, they're pulling so many what we call back screens down low. They're really illegal, but the refs just don't catch them.
Inside to Ellison. He draws a crowd and loses the ball. So the turnover to Kansas, and the frustrated head coach of the Cardinals trying to get something to click. He said, we just don't have the chemistry, and it's more mental than anything else. It's just mentally we're just not solid and strong and tough enough.
Well, they have to become more physical, and they started the game off pushing and shoving. And they can afford foul situations because their bench is long.
Working around that zone, Manning volleyballing it back out. Harris on the baseline. Ellison went down, but no call. 8-4 Kansas, 4 points for Harris off the bench.
All right, West is in the right position now. You got to keep flashing the guy into the middle to release the pressure. Kansas hustles back, yet their pressure is broken.
Crook. Rebound to Pritchard. Stolen by Williams. He's got the speed to beat everyone. And the foul will be on either Pritchard or Harris. Kevin Pritchard with his first foul. Larry Brown, who took UCLA to the Final Four in his 2 years in Westwood and took Kansas to the Final Four last year in his third season in Lawrence.
He doesn't want to go to the Final Four anymore if Louisville's there, because Louisville won both championships in 1980 and 1986.
He still feels, however, that in that semifinal game, Danny Manning fouled out early and was in foul trouble throughout, that his team might have been good enough to take it all. He had beaten Louisville twice during the course of the regular year.
Well, if that junior college kid didn't go down. what was his name, Dick? Began with an M.
Archie Marshall?
Yeah, that's it. If he didn't go down in that second half, it might have been a different game.
Archie Marshall, by the way, is working out with the Kansas team and will sit out this year, play next year. 8-5 the score. Kansas leading.
Now and then you got to take a shot from that three-point area, Louisville. He's tough. He's tough. Remember what I said, and I've been around a long time. I am saying that he's possibly the greatest basketball player that Louisville ever had.
Tony Kimbrough, you're saying?
Yes, sir. Tony Kimbrough.
Danny Manning's first shot, not quite there, and a whistle underneath. Foul is against Harris of Kansas. He was applauding. He thought it had gone the other way.
No, he was on the back. He pushed Tony.
8-7 the score. 7 minutes gone. Louisville with a chance to regain the lead.
Kansas plays tough defense. Pick up relatively early. Stay in the man-to-man.
Good pressure.
Beautiful.
Steal by Harris. Ellison to beat. That's 6 for Keith Harris.
That was 2 for Coach Brown. But that wasn't 6 for Harris. That was done by the coach, not the players.
Good defensive structure by the Jayhawks, and it leads to 2 more for Harris. And with 12 minutes and 43 seconds left in the first half, Harris and the Jayhawks lead Louisville by 3.
A century ago, the founders of Mercedes-Benz created the world's first automobiles. Over the years, their mastery of technology and intolerance for mediocrity inspired countless automotive legends. Now, as Mercedes-Benz enters its 2nd century, the technology has changed, yet the passion for perfection remains, creating Mercedes-Benz for 1987, legends for the 2nd century.
Ramada wants to know what makes John Madden mad.
Let's replay what happened the last time you tried to check out of a hotel. A slow desk clerk causes a 3-salesman pileup. Boom! You shift formations. Whap! The computer goes berserk. Then you get penalized 15 minutes for unnecessary charges. But don't get mad. Get Ramada. They do everything possible to make your checkout fast and smooth. So you won't get a delay of game. Next time, Ramada.
Call 1-800-2-RAMADA.
I think this bunch deserves a treat this weekend.
Yeah! We'll need extra cash.
No problem.
The Discover Card. Smart move.
Get cash at thousands of automatic teller machines.
And more.
With Discover Card checks.
One click.
At largest Sears stores, coast to coast.
Get the most.
For cash 3 ways, this is the one.
Smart move. The Discover Card.
Great day.
Yeah, what are we doing tomorrow? The Discover Card.
Sunday, the North Carolina Tar Heels battle the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. College basketball. It's the stuff Sundays are made of on NBC.
Back at Freedom Hall, Louisville, Kentucky. Dick Enberg with Al Mcguire. Tomorrow we'll be up at South Bend, North Carolina, #1 in the nation against the Irish of Notre Dame. We understand that Kenny Smith, the All-America guard for the Tar Heels, arthroscopic surgery on his knee after a brilliant 41-point performance against Clemson earlier in the week, will not play tomorrow. Will be out a week or so. And the Irish have been building throughout the week. You know, the enthusiasm for a possible upset will be very rich at the ACC tomorrow.
Coach Smith couldn't get a tougher break because with Kenny Smith in it, it could wear down Rivers. But now they got to go to Smith, Ranzino Smith. And they got to watch out for foul situation on Lebo. We got ourselves a game tomorrow at South Bend.
10-7. Louisville trailing, and Williams cans it from outside. Keith Williams. His 3rd point. Long pass to Piper.
The zone has shut down Danny Manning, but he doesn't panic. He doesn't force the shot. He's a complete team player. There's no I in team.
Yeah, Manning's certainly more than unselfish, maybe too much in that regard.
They're using that zone to really pack it in on him. So he's just content to stay on the backside of it and hope someone else could be open for the good shot.
See, they're cheating off Hunter. They'll favor this kid. This kid can hit the three-pointer. Hunter has a problem with me.
7 on the shot clock.
There's
5.
a touchdown. I told you, they cheated. They lost their cheating that time.
Devin Pritchard, his first points. Kimbrough inside. There's your man, Tony Kimbrough. One of 6 Louisville players who prepped in the city of Louisville. Piper. Harris at only 6'5". Look at him fight with the big boys, and he has 8 points.
Boy, he's quite mature. This is the second time I've had him in a ball game, and Larry Brown got himself a great player there. 3 more years after this one. Oh, you got caught. Pritchard got caught that time.
Manning made the block, but fouled in the process.
Pritchard turned his head on the weak side. That's a no-no, but that's a freshman mistake. Manning saved an automatic basket.
That puts Keith Williams at the line. Let's look at the Manning block and foul again.
See, Pritchard get caught, number 14. Now Manning goes over, saves an automatic.
Williams sat out last year with a broken wrist, so just a freshman. Went to Seneca High School here in Louisville. Was on the same high school team with Tony Kimbrough. It had to be some team. Kimbrough was the Mr. Kentucky basketball his senior year. 15-13, 5 for Williams.
Very difficult on Hunter because these frontmen from Louisville are 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". Get it around to Pritchard.
Mark McSwain is in for the first time for Louisville, number 10.
Let it fly.
15 seconds on the shot clock. Stolen by Kimbrough. Blocked by Pritchard.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Pritchard at the other end.
And he charges. That's what college ball's all about. One end he becomes a hero, and 5 seconds later he charges out of control.
Here's the star part of the play.
Yeah, unbelievable block. But I think Coach Brown is upset about this charge.
That wasn't a bad collect by Hunter either following the play. Watch Hunter after the block.
Such great athletes.
Mark Turgeon is in for
the charging Pritchard. Didn't take Larry long.
Second foul on Pritchard, so Turgeon, number 11, is in there. Tony Kimbrough has gone to the Louisville locker room.
Well, what happens, he has a bad back. I told you that before the game, and he didn't work out yesterday. And I figured they're going to start him. They start him off warming up. So maybe they'll save him for the second half if they didn't pull it out.
Williams. That's a 2-point shot for Williams, and the game is tied at 15, 7 for him.
Cardinals showed great patience against that 2-3 zone that time.
There's the turnover. Now the crowd's in the game. Louisville hunts for the lead. Stolen by Harris, and he was on the sidelines. Well, he is lightning quick.
Yep. Oh, he's a player. Even last week, Dick, he stood up to that line in the prime time of the game and made 6 or 8 straight foul shots, all net.
Keith Harris goes out. He is replaced by Sean Alvarado, number 52, is celebrating his 21st birthday here today.
This crowd's so anxious to cheer. You know, they're a championship crowd. They won the championship ring.
Manning with a steal. Hunter, nice feed to Hunter, and that'll be goaltending on West. There's the unselfish nature of the All-America Danny Manning. He could have taken it himself, set up his shorter teammate at 17-15 Kansas. 9 minutes to go, first half.
Turgeon the surgeon. He'll keep pressure all the time. Now they've settled back into the zone.
Colton Spencer, number 50, the tallest man ever to be recruited here in Louisville. He's 7'1". Freshman is in the game now. So Ellison and Spencer gives him a couple of skyscrapers back there, and the smallest man on the court, 5'10", Turgeon, pulls down the rebound. Good ball movement by Kansas, and a foul on Williams. His first.
It's a third on Louisville. There's 4 on Kansas.
And here comes Keith Harris back in for the Jayhawks. And Manning will take a breather. Manning has failed to score.
Doesn't affect him, doesn't bother him. He's just happy that they're leading by 2 points.
Number 42, Mark Randall, a freshman, 6'9", is in for Piper. So there's not a starter other than Hunter left on the court for Kansas. Keith Harris takes it to the hole. Rebound to Ellison. Hunter with those long arms. You see something? Now they're going to call that traveling on Hunter.
Hairline call, Larry. Could have went either way.
And timeout here at Freedom Hall with 7 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the first half. And Kansas by a bucket.
They gave it a 4-cylinder, 16-valve jewel of an engine, and the most sophisticated suspension outside the racing world, and even a rear aerodynamic wing. Then they gave it a name, the Mercedes-Benz 2.316. And the rest is performance history, or soon will be. Mercedes-Benz, engineered like no other car in the world.
To Michelob. There's a time to think about life insurance, and State Farm is there.
I'm State Farm agent Mike Callan. The biggest reasons young parents start thinking about life insurance are kids. Parents want someone who can explain life insurance and someone who knows how to listen too, so it'll fit their needs. And as a family's needs grow and change, they want someone who will be there to keep that life insurance up to date. That's why they come to State Farm agents.
And like a good neighbor.
And that's why they stay.
State Farm is there.
Mike, the Silk Orogena. He's fresh, flashy, and unique. The hottest new name in the middleweight division. Dangerous Don Lee. His bone-crushing straight left is one of the most dangerous single blows in boxing. Orogena battles Lee, live on NBC Sports World.
For those of you just joining us in the very first minute of the game, Mark Pellock took an elbow apparently in the nose, broken nose, has not returned to the lineup. The starter Pellock out. Kansas leading by 2 with 7:45 left in this opening half. And Louisville with a chance to tie. Tony Kimbrough is back in the game for the Cardinals. That's Kimbrough in the corner. Inside to Spencer. McSwain has a knocked away. Crook can't hang on. And Manning saves for Kansas. A lot of quick hands underneath. Small backcourt for Kansas. Hunter is 6 feet, and the man with the ball, Turgeon, is only 5'10". But he's a gutty little player, and he makes his first shot.
One of Larry Brown's first recruits. He came up to Larry Brown. He says, "Coach, I'm as good as any of the backcourt players you got." So they gave him a scholarship, a walk-on scholarship.
4-point lead for Kansas.
Mismatch underneath.
Inside to Mark McSwain, and he has his first hoop. McSwain from Atlanta, Georgia.
Jayhawks got to stop Louisville from kicking that ball inside. They might be looking to get into Denny too much.
Really taken Manning out of the game, haven't they, Louisville?
Well, it's the purpose of his own. You can take anybody out of the game in college. You got to remember, Dick, in pro ball, you can't play any defense you want. And that's the biggest joke about it. These are supposed to be the greatest ball players in the world, but you can't take them out of the game. If I want to take Larry Bird out of a game and I use a box one, I'll take Larry Bird out of a game. Now, he'll be unselfish because that's the way he plays.
Danny Manning, a little short, and tapped in by Harris. He has 10 points, 2 below his high as a freshman. But Harris says he's playing underneath there at 6'5" and seems to give away 4 or 5 inches and be right there with the big boys. Kimbrough misses everything. McSwain's hands are there to convert.
This is what Coach Crum wanted, some putbacks. He wasn't getting second shots on the offensive board. Kansas well coached, breaking that pressure like ABC.
Oh, what a pass by Turgeon, and Danny Manning, with 5 minutes left in the half, has his first points. 23-19 KU. Stolen by Turgeon. Great feed to Harris. And blocked beautifully by Kimbrough. And Williams back the other end, and the foul is on whom?
Charge on Keith Williams.
What a block by Kimbrough at the other end.
Larry's very upset with this block. He thought he got hit. Now watch him sky. Up and away. And obviously, Larry is right on that one. Here's another angle. He catches him with his knee on the way down.
23-19, Kansas leads. Alvarado is in the post now for Kansas. And this is Newton, 21. Newton with the ball. He's a sophomore from Washington, D.C. Brown really plays 10 players, doesn't he?
Well, he had a great recruiting year. He has 4 outstanding freshmen.
Ooh, a slap right in front of us, but no foul. And a foul on Piper. Well, that has to make you talk, as the Piper felt he was fouled. You could hear the skin on skin, and then he gets himself backed into the foul.
There's the slap underneath right there. Then Crook starts moving. Piper loses control, comes over his back. Good call. Attacking a 2-3 zone. You got to shoot from out there, Abrams.
Kimbrough will. Short, and Piper rebounds. Kind of good complimentary player, isn't he, Piper?
Yes, what happens, he's answering that doubling down on Manning. And he's been hitting that 15-footer all year. Not a great player, but he's a journeyman, but he can hit the 15-footer, which keeps the defense honest.
You won a national championship with a fellow who averaged 1.2 points a game as a starter, Bill Neary.
Bill Neary. I should tell Bill Neary, if you shoot, you won't start.
Newton shoots and hits. And that's the biggest lead of the game for Kansas, 6 points.
What a tall club they got in there. Louisville. I guarantee that they got 4 guys in there over 6'8". Or close to it, yes.
In overtime, the Blue Devils and the Deacons. And we have a timeout here at Freedom Hall with 3 minutes and 17 seconds left before the intermission. Kansas leading by 6.
The most punishing road in Europe is not the Appian Way in Italy. You will not find it in a remote section of the Tyrolean Alps, or even some medieval village. Mercedes-Benz engineers would say they've built it here in Sindelfingen, West Germany. A test of strength more brutal than any road, punishing the car for weeks on end, because in their quest for durability, Mercedes-Benz engineers just don't know when to stop.
the abominable energy pill, the one you've been dreading all winter long. But CertainTeed fiberglass insulation can help make that energy bill less scary. Buy 10 bags or more of energy-saving CertainTeed insulation and get a free automatic thermostat control to set back your heat when you forget. Help cut your abominable energy bill down to size. Let CertainTeed come to the rescue.
Next Saturday, all the excitement of college basketball is here when the Kentucky Wildcats battle the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Then at 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific, the Wolfpack of NC State battle the Louisville Cardinals, plus West Coast regional action. College basketball, it's the stuff Saturdays are made of on NBC Sports.
Lost from the NCAA champion Cardinals of last year from left to right. Milt Wagner, Billy Thompson, Jeff Hall. And all three were good outside shooters. And, of course, the two guards were brilliant in that regard. 40 points was their combined average.
You got to remember that Milt Wagner also was in the 5th year. And the amount of playing time they had, that's where Denny's hurting. The other kids that he has out there now didn't have enough playing time. PT.
Traveling, no basket. That's a good call. Now, no Kansas fans are saying, hey, wait a minute, we lost 3 guys, too, and they all scored over 1,000 points in their career. Ron Kellogg, Calvin Thompson, and Greg Dreiling. But they were all inside players. And
mostly inside players. And in college basketball, you must have the guard. You must have a guy like this. Look, he just broke all the pressure. He'll keep the dribble alive, bounce it in, it's broke. Now, you don't have him in there, they have Hunter in there. You've got to have a point guard of quality to go to the Final Four.
Repeating Al's line of earlier, the coach says that the key in the college game is guard strength. That's what wins championships.
Yep.
Newton saving a tough pass.
It was tough, Newton.
That would have been a 3-pointer. Rebound, McSwain.
They need a basket.
Louisville trails by 6. The only man to score from outside, Keith Williams, the guard, with 7, and he's on the bench. This is Mike Abram in the game for the first time.
Ellison gets the ball out of position.
There's Ellison, but blocked by Piper and controlled by Manning, but no one to pass it to.
Took a walk on the boardwalk. He tried to get the ball out of his hands as quick as he could before he came down, but he came down.
That is one of his strengths, his ability to get the ball and pass it quickly. That time there just wasn't anyone that he could throw the ball to. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the half. Kansas 25, Louisville 19. Williams back in for the Cardinals. Ellison on the side. Purvis Ellison, 4 points. And it's 25-21 Kansas. With 1:51 left in the half. Manning at 6'11". Look at him handle the ball, but he throws it right through the hands of Alvarado.
Should never pass in a break like that. You should never pass to anyone over 6'6". Alvarado 6'10".
You saw in overtime Duke beating Wake Forest. The Deacons again ever so close to a win. Abram. Mike Abram, a 2-pointer. It's 25-23. And another turnover. Kansas with a couple of mistakes forced by that tough pressure defense of Louisville, and now the Cardinals with a chance to tie.
Kansas won't turn it over next time. They just put in Hunter and Harris.
Crum. Rebound Hunter. That Hunter's the tallest 6-foot player in the country with those arms. Crook knocks it away. Hunter. I wear a 33 to 34-inch sleeve. He has 39-inch sleeves, Hunter. He plays a lot bigger than 6 feet. Harris is short. Ellison. Abram. Crook loses it out of bounds.
All right, now listen up. There's 44 seconds on the clock. I think that they'll go for one shot, milk it down. He probably move in another ball handler. Let's see.
Here's Kevin Pritchard coming in for Larry Brown.
Is he going to take out one of the taller guys? Probably Piper or Harris. Harris, he'll take out. Good move. You got 3 ball handlers out there. They'll milk it down to 6 seconds and take the shot.
At halftime on Al McGuire's hoops, a salute to the unsung heroes in this game. 3 of them from Louisville.
You had the assistant coaches.
Now Kansas with a 2-point lead, trying to assure themselves at least with the lead at halftime. Don't want to give Louisville a chance.
Louisville will stay in the zone. They'll favor Pritchett. Look for them to force Hunter to shoot.
Pritchard, a tough shot. Oh, he makes it anyway. Kevin Pritchard. Still time for Louisville. It counts if it goes. And that is the first half here at Freedom Hall. Larry Brown's Jayhawks have won 7 of their last 8. Have a 4-point advantage at the intermission. And we'll have Al McGuire and his special edition of Hoops when we return.
We're not a company, but we recognize potential. We develop it. We use it. We'll make sure that as your responsibility grows, so will you. As your ability for leadership grows, so will you. Working with us, you'll gain self-confidence. Become a person with a future. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. We're the armed forces. It's a great place to start.
Wait till you see the changes we're making at Howard Johnson.
This is Howard Johnson? This is Howard Johnson?
Är det verkligen Howard Johnson?
This is Howard Johnson?
If you haven't stayed with us recently, you may be in for a surprise.
This is Howard Johnson.
We're changing our rooms, our furnishings, and there's a new attention to service.
This is Howard Johnson. This is Howard Johnson. This is Howard Johnson.
Madeline Kahn on having it all.
What is this fascination we have with having it all? Haven't you ever wanted it all? Just a tiny bit. Michelob Light has it all. Superb taste in a less filling beer. But is having it all the answer? Is it really so wonderful to be wealthy, glamorous, and have an unbelievable singing voice? Yes!
Michelob Light, you can have it all.
At UPS, it was never our intention to become a tourist attraction. But every year, scores of efficiency-minded Japanese businessmen show up and ask to tour our facilities. You see, UPS is so efficient, we can deliver next-day air usually for half what other companies charge. Which is why so many Japanese find UPS the most rewarding package tour anywhere. UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
Back at Freedom Hall, 27-23 at halftime, Kansas leading. Neither of the star players, Danny Manning or Purvis Ellison, a factor in the first half. And the question in the minds of many fans around the country, how could Denny Crum be in this position where he does not have that great guard?
Well, what happened, see, Wagner came back for his 5th year. Wall was hurt, which put him on the bench for another year after being redshirted, and his knee has never come around. And the other thing that Denny Crum did not know, that the three-point play was coming in. He already finished his recruiting. Now every coach in the country is going out after perimeter shooters because of the three-point play.
Well, that three-point rule is going to bring the little guy back into the game, and I'm in favor of that. We'll be back with Al McGuire and the unsung heroes in college basketball, the men who do much more than just hold the hand of the head coach. After these words from your local station.
Tonight on the Facts of Life, will a rock star give up her career?
And open my own live bait shop. You can take the girl out of the dinghy, but you can't take the dinghy out of the gal.
Then, long ago, when words were magic, a story was the greatest gift of all. The Storyteller, a mystical family special tonight.
Pool tables, basketball goals, ping pong tables, foosball tables, Steepletons, the level best.
Demand Dodge from your Louisville Dodge dealers, Commonwealth Dodge, Dodge World, and Royal Dodge.
There's nothing like the sensation of soaking in hot water in a spa from Bear Spa and Saunas, because our hot spring spas are the best spas in the world. You can choose from a wide assortment of models with the exclusive Moto Massage feature, and you can get the best spa for less with 100% financing. Hot Spring Spas. Come on, get in. There's one waiting for you now at Bear Spa and Saunas, Louisville and Lexington.
Wave TV invites you to Brown County Winter Festival.
Al Mcguire's Hoops. Brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft. Cold filtered for real draft smoothness. It's beer at its best.
There are some common denominators here at Louisville. Through the years, they've always been a winning team. In fact, 42 consecutive seasons they've been a winner. And Denny Crum, well, you can usually count on his teams winning 20 or more. And, of course, there's always a sellout crowd here at Freedom Hall. And there's yet one more, and that is the backup crew to Crum himself. Today, Al with a tribute to the assistants at Louisville.
Denny Crum is a winner. He's the only coach to have 2 NCAA championships in the 80s. Granted, you got to have the players to win, but there are 3 other crucial keys to Coach Crum's success.
She's a running jumper.
Force the guy down the sideline.
But you get, that's a great pass. Good.
Wade Houston, Bobby Dotson, and Jerry Jones are the Cardinal assistant coaches, and you'll be hard-pressed to find a staff who seem to complement each other the way these 3 do, who, by the way, have more than 30 years combined experience under Coach Crum.
The nice thing about the stability of our staff, Jerry's been here 15 years, Wade 10 or 11, Bobby 6, is the fact that they know what I expect, they know how I want it done, and they do it. I don't have to stay on them every day. I don't have to ask them if they've done something. I know they've already done it.
It's imperative that the head coach and his assistants communicate the same language.
And I think we're all along the same wavelength. Even the game against UCLA where he had the flu and didn't show up, the same things that he was suggesting over the phone were things that we were talking in terms of tendencies. He looks at us as an echo for himself. You know, if he can look at a situation just as we have because he's trained us as to what to look for.
Obviously, everybody's got to agree on how to get things done on the court, but a good working relationship goes beyond the X's and O's.
There's no egos involved in the staff. No one cares who gets it done. We just want to get it done and have the best basketball team we can have. I think that's probably the number one thing. We get along very well on and off the court. Now, I'm not saying we don't have our disagreements. We do that. But I think we get along very well, and we're not concerned about who gets credit for doing what. We're just concerned about the final result.
Although a head coach is the top man and must have his assistants execute his game plan, he must also give them the leeway to do things their way.
Jerry, does a coach give you a head in practice and also in the games?
Really, he does an excellent job of that, of giving an individual a responsibility and then allowing him to do it. He doesn't stand over your shoulder, doesn't worry about whether you're going to do it or not, because he has enough faith in you that you will do it, and he will allow you to do it your way to see if it'll work. And then if it doesn't, we might go to another way. And of course, with that responsibility, that makes you want to work harder when you know somebody is really relying on you to do a good job. And for me, that is, you know, I like to operate that way, and I think that he's got a lot of trust in me, and he's got a lot of belief in the things that I do. And of course, that makes me feel well and makes me want to do a good job.
Teamwork is what wins championship rings, and it's clear that a good assistant coaching staff is part of that team. But face it, most assistants want to be head coaches, but not any job will do for these guys.
I want to be competitive, a job that has a chance to win the Final Four, not just go somewhere just to be a head coach.
The position I'm in under probably the best coach or the coach that's had the most success, I think it's something that they should seek us rather than us seek them.
And for Jerry Jones, being where he is now will do just fine.
It's what I wanted to do, and it's where I wanted to be, and it allows me to satisfy my ego as a coach. And then, of course, every year has been a great year, and working for Coach Crum has just been fantastic. And so the big thing is, I guess it satisfies my ego of what I want to be.
Do you see that? They're staying here at Louisville, the assistant coaches, as a tribute to Crum himself?
Yes, I think what Crum does, he gives them their identification. He gives them a purpose in life, and he also pays them quite well.
If I were an assistant coach under you when you were at Marquette, I don't think I would have lasted too long, and yet Hank Raymonds was there seemingly forever.
He was there for 13 years, but you got to remember, Dick, Hank couldn't hear.
That helps.
Oh, and Beethoven here neglects to tell us his building doesn't have an elevator.
Give me a break, you guys. Hey, Mitchell, what was in the piano? Cement or what?
What a fiasco. Well, at least he did get us a keg. That was good draft beer.
Yeah, well, buying that keg was the only good idea you had that day.
Drinking Miller Genuine Draft will remind you of the best beer you ever had, because it is Genuine Draft, cold filtered for real draft smoothness. It's beer at its best.
I should have hired skilled labor.
Next Saturday, all the excitement of college basketball is here when the Kentucky Wildcats battle the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Then at 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific, the Wolfpack of NC State battle the Louisville Cardinals, plus West Coast regional action. College basketball, it's the stuff Saturdays are made of on NBC Sports.
All right, Bill McAtee back now in New York. Let's get you updated on some other college basketball scores this afternoon. We'll start with an upset as third-ranked Iowa was beaten at Michigan 100-92, and the three-point shot was a big factor. Guard Thompson of Michigan hit 5 three-point shots today. He had 24, and then there were turnovers. There were more than 20 of them today by the Iowa Hawkeyes. Mike Griffin with a steal off to Glenn Rice. Rice had 33, and so Iowa gets knocked out of a tie for first place in the Big Ten, with Indiana and Purdue playing this afternoon a little bit later. Many of you were with us earlier today as 9th-ranked Oklahoma beat North Carolina State, but the Sooners had to hang on. After leading by 20 at the half, Tim McAllister had a big three-pointer late as OU won 86-82. 11th-ranked Duke went to overtime against Wake Forest before winning 62-60. 24 straight ACC losses now for Wake, and Kentucky beat Mississippi State 50-36. Back down to Louisville.
All right, thank you, Bill McAtee. Danny Manning, Purvis Ellison, 2 All-America players, and their numbers are very meek by comparison to the headline quality of those 2 gentlemen.
Not truly, Dick. What's happening here is both teams are setting up their defense to stop both All-Americans. They're both truly in 2-3 zones with different wrinkles in there, and all they're trying to do is stop both All-Americans. So the stars of this game are going to be the complementary ball players, whoever starts hitting from outside. But I do believe that Louisville has to take some three-point shots. They haven't taken any, where Kansas has taken 3, hit 1.
So those 2 men in the first half that have been the difference. Keith Williams for Louisville, 7 points to match his career high, and 8 points for Keith Harris off the bench for Kansas University. And we'll take a look at all the other individual and team statistics when we return to Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky, with a score at halftime 27-23 Kansas.
Tuesday, a nurse loses her patience.
She killed my brother.
To save her life, who can be trusted? The creme de la creme. Matlock. Then on Hill Street.
Did you know 3 people are dead?
It was a whole ball.
I let him go. You're out of here. How do you like that?
Hill Street. Then it's a romance. It's a mystery.
Smile lamp shop.
The return of Remington Steele.
Tuesday.
Hi, I'm James Lee from the 1978 National Championship team.
And I'm Jeff Hall from the 1986 National Championship team. You know, James, no matter what you do, in order to be a champion, you must be superior.
That's right, Jeff. That's why Dan Cook and Dave Reeves named their company Superior Van.
At Superior Van, our name says it all. Superior Vans are built, sold, and serviced by Cook and Reeves Superior Van, Dixie Highway, 1 block south of the Watterson.
Look to northwest. We'll fly you to London or New York or Tokyo. More places than ever to go. Look to northwest. Come fly with us. You'll always be our guest. Fly with us. Look to us. Northwest.
Healthcast reporter Carol Grady talks about the cancer nobody talks about. Monday on Wave Country. Join us.
Why is the world so fascinated with Marilyn Monroe? Next, Donahue.
From Louisville, Kentucky, today's game is brought to you by Miller Light. For great taste, there is only one light beer. By the heartbeat of America, today's Chevrolet. And by UPS. For express delivery to Europe and throughout the United States, UPS runs the tightest ship in the shipping business.
Ooh, Walter, you've got energy from 100% whole wheat. Wheaties energy. 4 tilt, all out, good whole wheat. Now go tell your mama what the big boys eat.
When I played football, they called me a troublemaker. But really, I'm just a nice guy who likes to watch a game with a Miller Light. I see you're drinking light, too.
Yeah, it tastes great.
I agree. But he drinks it because it's less filling.
Tastes great.
Did you hear that?
It's less filling.
Pretty strong words.
It tastes great. Less filling. Tastes great. Less filling. Tastes great.
There's no argument. There's only one light beer, Miller Light.
Is that a light beer you're drinking?
Yeah, it tastes great.
I agree, but that's not what he said.
Ace is the place you come to for everything you're looking for. Ace is the place that lends a helping hand. Ace is the place.
Ace is the place for Amarok deadbolt and entry locks, just $5.44 each.
Ace is the place.
An Ace Clean Sweep corn broom for $2.99. And Ace Label kitchen trash bags for just $1.57.
Ace is the place with the help of hardware men.
Chevrolet announces one of the biggest values in automotive history. A 6-year, 60,000-mile warranty on new 87 passenger cars, plus $1,000 cash back on new Cavaliers, Camaros, and 2.5-liter Celebrities. That's cash back on the best protected cars in Chevrolet's history.
Chevrolet. Look to Northwest. We're working hard to give you all our best. Look to us, Northwest.
The official team statistics and the field goal percentage, the free throws, neither team at the line that much, about the same. And the one key difference, rebounds, Kansas 13 to the Cardinals 7. Bit surprising, Louisville with only 7 rebounds in the first 20 minutes.
Well, what surprises me, Dick, is that Louisville is usually turning the ball over. That is not bad for them and forcing Kansas to turn it over 12 times. And for Kansas to be leading by 4 with 2 more turnovers. Plus, surprising in the scoring, those 2 top kids are freshmen.
Keith Harris with 10. I think we gave him only 8 there a few moments ago, but Harris with 10 to lead all scorers. And Pritchard with 5. He hit that little line drive right at the buzzer to give Kansas the 4-point lead. Keith Williams, another freshman with 7 points. So the first 3 men in scoring are all first-year players. At halftime, when ahead, the Cardinals are 8-1, when behind 1-7 this year. And it's just the reverse, of course. Kansas 11-1 when they're ahead at halftime, and they lead by 4 as we start the second 20-minute period, and Louisville with the ball first.
It looks to me like they started the same team that they started at the beginning of the game with. No, Harris didn't start, the kid that ended up breaking his nose.
He's in for Pellock. Chris West can't hit, but there to bang it home is Tony Kimbrough. He has 6. 27-25. Mark Pellock has returned to the Kansas bench. That's Hunter, followed by Piper. And this one will go to Kansas. Mark Pellock, who was hit in the nose, and as he sits at the far end of the Jayhawk bench, he is applying an ice pack on that injury.
No way he'll be back in today.
There he is. Pellock, who in the very first minute took a shot to the nose. Denny Manning to Pritchard. He's a good shooter. Kevin Pritchard. He's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Actually went to high school his first year in Noblesville, Indiana. His family moved down to Oklahoma. He has 7.
Ruben Ellison up high.
Jerry Eves, who was a fine backcourt player in the Darrell Griffith era, and of course was part of that 1980 championship team. He, like Williams, is a left-handed guard. He was out here at practice yesterday trying to help Williams and Kevin Walls with their left-handed outside shooting, something that's sorely needed by Denny Crum.
Well, he said in 1982 after the championship they were 2-7. And they had a meeting. They turned around and ran off 18 in a row. Then finally lost to Arkansas, and that shot heard around the world.
Well, that U.S. reach shot. Pritchard is high. That's a three-pointer. And Pritchard with 5 points on 2 shots, and it's a 7-point lead. Almost turned over again. That Harris has his hands in the ball constantly. There's Pritchard coming up with a loose ball.
Ellison should have held that ball that time.
Harris inside.
He walked.
Well, foul's been called. And Harris will be at the line for 2. And Mark McSwain, a junior, comes in. Check that, a senior. He, along with Chris West, the only seniors on this Louisville team. Anyone who's ever taken that injury, and a lot of folks thought I fought as a youngster. It was all basketball, broken noses. I was always trying to guard a guy 6 feet 6 inches taller than I was. I was perfect elbow height.
Well, broken nose is part of the game.
Yeah. How many did you have?
I had about 5 or 6. I had my nose fixed after I finished with New York Knickerbockers. Also, you should cut your eye about 3 times in your career. You catch an elbow on the right around the eyebrow.
Just gives you a little character.
I think the girls like it.
33-25. The mothers don't. Over the head of Crook, and suddenly it's all Kansas as Hunter sets up Manning. What a play by Hunter. Biggest lead of the game, 10 for the Jayhawks. 4 points for Danny Manning. Herbert Crook to Ellison, left alone. Ellison with 6. By the way, Cedric Hunter now with 4 assists. That's 4 away from a new Kansas career record. This is Hunter. Kisses it off the glass. 37-27, 6 for him. Yeah, the scoring pace certainly picking up here early in the second half. West inside to McSwain, and the foul is on McSwain for charging.
Pritchard stepped in, took a charge. Watch on this fast break this time. Now Hunter holds it long enough to lead Manning in from the left side. Now here comes Manning. Nice bounce pass.
He just, as soon as he saw McSwain take that half step over, then he kicked the ball over to Manning. And here's Ellison with the easy slam off the break of the zone press. 10-point Kansas advantage. 3 minutes gone. Oklahoma earlier defeating North Carolina State at Raleigh. Chris Piper hammers in a 20-footer. 4 for him.
That's what he brings to the table. They double-team Manning. Piper bottoms that out. Louisville's getting a little sloppy in their ball handling.
Ooh, Harris almost had his hands on another. Keith Williams. 2-pointer. Williams leads the Cardinals with 9. That's a career high for him.
If they slip any further down, I look for the Cardinals to go man-to-man. They're still in the 1-1-3. Can't let him shoot from there.
And they don't. Pritchard, 3-pointer. Ellison with a rebound.
Nice feed down low.
Crook with the left hand, although he's right-handed, doing a good job and draws the foul.
That's a high-low post position. Ellison high, feeding the bounce pass to Crook in position.
Surprised we haven't seen Kenny Payne, Coach. Payne, regarded by Crum as his best outside shooter.
He's also a good jumper, but one of his problems, he's been turnover prone.
Here comes Mark Turgeon in. Pritchard goes out for Kansas. Harris has his second foul for Kansas, and at the line is Herbert Crook. He's approaching the 1,000-point mark in his career, this junior from Louisville. He'd become the 34th in Louisville history to hit the 1,000 figure.
That's his third point today.
He plays big, plays taller than his height.
It's only 6'7".
Yeah, and he has a nose for the ball. It's an instinct.
He's got a good rebounding year. He's averaging 9.6 rebounds. He out-rebounds Purvis Ellison. Timeout. Just over 4 minutes gone in the second half.
We're not a company, but outstanding people come to us every day. People who want to make a contribution to a team and do work that really counts. People eager to see new places, do the unusual, and find the unusual. People who become your friends for life. People just like you. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Army. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
Life is full of changes, and State Farm is there.
I'm State Farm Agent George Palmy. If your family's like mine, you'll find reminders of how fast things change. Wasn't so long ago, my daughter Jill was riding in this. Now she drives this. Look around you. If you see your insurance needs have changed, auto, home, life, or health, see your State Farm agent for a family insurance checkup. The advice is free.
And like a good neighbor,
And the decisions are yours.
State Farm is there.
My amigo Juan just came out from Mexico, so I'm introducing him to my American friend Larry and our favorite beer, Miller Light.
Por favor. Juan, mi Miller Light de gusto porqueria. It tastes muy bueno.
Larry.
Ladies, mimosa calorías and no gusto filiopo. El comprende?
No, not really. For mucho great taste, there's only one light beer, Miller Light.
Does your friend speak any English?
On NBC Sports, excitement is the tradition when Greg Norman and Tom Watson tee off at the Hawaiian Open next weekend on NBC's Golf Tour 87.
Larry Brown in the center of that Kansas huddle, an Olympic team performer in 1964 in Tokyo, played 5 years in the ABA. We watched him out there shooting at practice yesterday. What, he made 7 or 8 in a row? He was just flipping them in like it was automatic.
I think he wished the three-point line was there when he was playing.
You saw his assistants. We talked about the Louisville assistants at halftime. Ed Manning, Alvin Gentry, Mark Freidinger. Harris over Ellison, blocked by Ellison, his second of the game. And trailing by 8, here comes Louisville. 15 and a half minutes remaining. Manning guarding Ellison on the inside. McSwain. Manning rebounds. And that will be the alternate possession rule goes to Louisville.
Yeah, keep it down that half of the court.
Single possession there, just one thumb at a time. Syracuse leading Georgetown by 5 in the Big East. Crook forcing a shot, but Williams is there, blocked by Manning, and he fouled him. His second.
Tough position. You're pretty much going to call that if you hit the man or not. He was in back of him.
That puts Keith Williams at the line. Williams averaging just over 3 points a game, and this is his best scoring game as a Cardinal with 9, and 3 of those from the line.
Stepped up that line too soon. Keith, you got to hang in there. Be positive. Looked like he was wishing, praying. That's positive. Oh, couldn't do it either.
So he's 3 for 6 free throw shooting. Piper rebounded. Hunter back to Piper. Turgeon inside to Manning. And the foul on Ellison with a body. Ellison thought that Manning used his free arm to hook him.
Well, he might have used his arm to hook him, as Denny's saying out there, but Ellison did come in low with his knees. Watch Ellison. He'll hook first, but watch Ellison now moving low. See his knees? Hooking in there. So
the knee was first, yeah.
Whichever one came first.
Well, Kansas playing it in. 5 minutes gone in the second half. Kansas by 8. So well-drilled Jayhawk team. Manning on the lob, and he's fouled by McSwain. Adelson Manning to the line. Second foul on McSwain. We asked Danny Manning yesterday, and all the talk we had heard from the Kansas people, including Larry Brown, is that they feel Manning will stay for a 4th year next year. He wants to be on the U.S. Olympic team. But his answer wasn't that firm with us. He said, well, I really haven't decided whether or not I'll stay in school or go hardship. Oh, well, Jayhawk fans hope he'll stay around. Piper blocked by West and then out of bounds to Kansas.
Beautiful hustle by Chris West that time.
In fact, the two players we're seeing, Al, Ellison and Manning, could well be the forwards on that Olympic team.
Then you put Robinson in the center, and John Thompson smiles. But Manning, the last 5 games, Dick, he's shooting from the field 64% and averaging 24 points. Now, today's a flat game because they're putting a net around him. 3-4 guys around him every time. Watch.
Well, that means other folks are open, and they've been making the shots for the Jayhawks. That zone collapsing around Manning. Always someone in front and someone behind. Hunter is free. Doesn't get the bounce. Ellison has the rebound. Trailing by 8. Here comes Louisville.
Kansas isn't careful to allow this crowd to get into the game. There's 19,000 people here just waiting to bust out with their red. Get the ball in the high post.
Chris West. Ellison with a follow.
If Louisville gets the ball to the high post to Ellison, they can do damage to you.
8 points for Ellison. What a follow. So quick off his feet. He and Manning, for big men, their quickness is remarkable. Turgeon misses, and the last touch by Herbert Crook. Watch how quick Ellison follows on this shot. There he is at the lane.
Yeah, he slides down 8-9 inches above the rim with a minimum jump. Watch his arms go up. Get up there, boy. There he goes. Nice. Ellison is a super player. Needs a little more physical strength up around the shoulders and has to get through his sophomore year. He has the sophomore blues.
Black and blues, the way they've been jamming in on him. Kansas by 6. Deflected and stolen by Williams, and Turgeon steals it back. West takes it from Sturgeon. Crook loses it. It goes to Williams.
Hot potato. They're letting this crowd in here. Now they're in trouble. Once you get to the high post, I told you. Anytime you get the ball to the high post to Ellison, you're in trouble.
Ellison setting up Crook underneath and the foul.
Really a nice, quiet young man, this fella. He doesn't want attention. The most valuable in the tournament last year, I'm talking about the conference tournament, then turns around and gets most valuable in the NCAA Final Four. What other freshman got it, Dick? What other freshman ever?
In 1944.
Right.
Who was it?
The guy from...
you don't even know.
No, the guy from Utah, Ferry. Lonnie Ferry, right? Is that his name?
Barron.
Barron, close. It starts with an F.
You got most of the sounds in there. That was pretty good for you. Crook, meanwhile, cuts the lead to 4.
Yep. Just a minute and a half ago, Kansas had a chance to bump it to 12. Now it's down to 4.
This partisan crowd at Freedom Hall trying to help the Louisville defense. Pritchard back in the game for Turgeon. There he is, Pritchard alone on the side. Rebound to Crook. And the Cardinal fans are on their feet.
Good time.
Timeout, Kansas, 39-37. The Jayhawks with 12 minutes left.
If you swallow a cold pill for your stuffed nose, you have to wait for it to travel all through your body before it gets to your nose. But Dristan Nasal Spray gives you fast relief right on the nose.
Listen to the heartbeat.
Announcing the biggest savings ever on big Chevy pickups. Get an automatic overdrive transmission at no extra charge on Chevy half or 3/4-ton regular cab pickups. Plus, when you purchase specially equipped Chevy pickups, you get air conditioning or a V8 at no extra charge or Scottsdale trim at no extra charge. Get the biggest savings ever on new Chevy full-size pickups.
Chevy truck. Snake River, Wyoming and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. The Snake River means fly fishing for lunker cutthroat trout. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer. And smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place. An Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Fellas, it just doesn't get any better than this.
I love the look of his heavy beard, but when I want to get close...
Announcing Noxzema for heavy beards. Its special energized foam turns that sandpaper into...
silk.
From Noxzema, the first shave cream for heavy beards.
Sunday, the North Carolina Tar Heels battle the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. College basketball. It's the stuff Sundays are made of on NBC.
Looking forward to that tomorrow. There will be some Omars in South Bend as Digger Phelps and Dean Smith, the Tar Heels and the Irish at the ACC, and they know how to make noise there. And without the All-America Kenny Smith in the backcourt, David Rivers, it'll be interesting to see how Dean Smith tries to defend against Rivers, the star guard of Notre Dame.
With Kenny Smith in there, no doubt my opinion that North Carolina is the best in the country. But without Kenny Smith, Digger Phelps will enter that court late. He'll hold that audience, and he'll probably have his green carnation on, getting ready for another one of his South Pacific's cats, Broadway hits.
39-37. As the 12-point lead by Kansas has been cut down, and there's Ellison with a block. Pritchard can't save. Louisville looking for 12 in a row, and a foul on Harris. His third.
That's the fifth foul. No, excuse me, that's the fourth foul on Kansas.
Kansas led with just under 17 minutes remaining, 39-27, and now with 12 minutes left, their lead is but 2.
Tough man-to-man defense right now by Kansas. It should get the ball down to Ellison.
Crook over Harris. It's tied at 39.
It's Manning time.
There he is, and they knock it away, and a foul.
You almost know. You have freshmen that are doing great. The first half, these two freshmen, are leading the team. All of a sudden, it gets to crunch time. It gets to white knuckle time. All of a sudden, it's Manning time.
You're sounding like Vitale more and more.
Oh, God. Dick's my man, but he belongs in a rubber room.
Tied at 39. Kansas trying to stop that run of Louisville's. It's reached 12 in a row. Harris does just that. This freshman he won't be 18 until late March.
And he scored that time over Ellison.
That's his high this year as a freshman, 13 points for Harris. McSwain ties it at 41.
You're seeing the athletic ability of some of these Cardinals now. Unbelievable around the board.
Harris in the paint, blocked by Ellison.
Ellison wants the ball, get him on the high post, he'll turn around and feed low.
Louisville has not led in the second half. Tied at 41. Approaching the midpoint of the second half. Crook. 43-41 Louisville. 8 for Crook.
Crook got away with a push-off that time.
push-off against McSwain. His third. 5 team fouls on, make that 6 now on Louisville to 4 for Kansas. So that could be critical. Next Louisville foul will send Kansas into the 1-1. Pritchard, three-pointer. Traveling, no basket.
He just didn't get his balance in time. Louisville got to put a man on Pritchard when they're back in that zone. They got to favor him. They don't have to favor Hunter. If Hunter has an Achilles heel, this is outside shooting and his foul shooting.
You saw Larry Brown send Milt Newton in for Kevin Pritchard. Newton isn't the shooter that Pritchard is, but maybe a better defender.
Now, if they kick the ball into Ellison, he'll turn around, hit McSwain, or he'll hit Crook.
Ellison playing on that high post. Crook misses everything. Hunter rebounds. To Newton, off balance, and scores. And a foul for blocking on Williams. That ties the game at 43 and sends Kansas to the line.
The fans don't like that call, but I think it was an excellent call. Watch the man slip in. Didn't have his balance. Well, let's take it from a flat angle.
Yeah, he's stepping in.
Stepping in, yep. Good camera work, guys.
I think more and more we're going to see the NCAA officials ignore the foul, that kind of foul underneath. That the player's running underneath the shooter just as he leaves his feet somehow doesn't seem to be good defense and shouldn't be rewarded. Kansas with a lead, 44-43, 9.5 minutes left. Louisville needs a winner. They go 10-10 on the year.
Get 10-9 now. There's 19,000 people in this place. It's still the world champ.
19,428 here today. Crook just does save. Underneath Ellison, and Piper got him on the wrist. Third on Piper.
Can't lose Piper because we got the one kid, Pellock, out already. Only played the top of the game before he got his broken nose.
Piper, a junior from Lawrence, Kansas, where he led his high school team to the state championship just before Danny Manning arrived. 10 points for Ellison at the line.
You know, Dick, Danny Manning's team did not win the state championship.
They were beaten in the finals.
By a team called Wyandotte?
Kansas City Wyandotte.
And that's the only time in Lawrence that Manning's ever lost 4 games.
Right, he has never lost a home game while at Kansas. They've won 44 in a row at Allen Fieldhouse, and here Louisville has taken the lead on a pair of free tosses by Purvis Ellison. Pritchard back inside to Manning. That'll be goaltending on Ellison. Well, there's Manning, how quickly a lot of players jump and then shoot. As Manning jumps, he's shooting.
He's shooting as he's turning.
6 points for Manning. 8.5 minutes left. Kansas again in front by 1. Crook to Ellison.
Nice move.
Ellison with 14.
That was the Ellison from Dallas last year. Kansas is tough. They're hanging in here. The fans are just screaming. They're hanging in, keeping their composure. That's a charge. That's a charge.
See how high Ellison gets off the floor on this goaltending charge.
Yeah, it was a good call. Now watch how quickly Manning releases the ball. Ball starts on its way down. Goaltending.
6-team foul on Kansas, so both teams will be in the 1-1 from now on. 47-46, Louisville leads. Ellison over Manning. Boy, Purvis Ellison has played a perfect second half. He has 16 above his average.
Looks like he's returning to not being nervous. For a while, Ellison has been nervous.
They've outscored Kansas 22-9, including that Kansas goal that cuts the lead to 1.
Great shot by Kevin Pritchett that time.
He has a dozen. Williams to Crook. Stolen away. Hunter with Pritchard. But the defense back for Louisville.
Floated into Denny.
And it goes to Piper off the backboard, and he is fouled. And at a 49-48 game, it's Kansas with a chance to regain the lead as Chris Piper moves to the line.
Now this is a two-shot. It's not 1-1. They're in the 1-1, but it's a two-shot foul. Both teams are in a 1-1 now.
Piper looking for his 5th point of the game. He is averaging just over 7. Becomes Tony Kimbrough in for Louisville. And McSwain goes out. McSwain was part of this run by Louisville. A good, solid inside player.
Well, McSwain's their only real physical player.
Kansas has the lead, and we have a timeout with 7 minutes and 2 seconds left. Kansas 50-49. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
From the depths of poverty to the pinnacle of power, a story as remarkable as the man and woman who lived it. The untold story of LBJ, the early years, Sunday.
Kingfish restaurants could have cruised into any city on earth, but they dropped anchor in Louisville, Kentucky. Why? Because the best deserves the best. Seafood lovers, chart a course to a Kingfish near you for delicious seafood fresh off the boat, fixed just the way you like it. Dine in or carry out. Kingfish restaurants, anchored at 4 convenient locations in Louisville. We're here because the best deserves the best.
As coach of the 2-time national champion Louisville Cardinals, I know what it takes to become a winner. A dedication to excellence and striving to reach your goal. I'm Denny Crum for Brown Brothers Cadillac, and this is the National Service Excellence Award. It's based solely on customer responses. Only 1% of all Cadillac dealers have won this award for 2 consecutive years. And in Louisville, only Brown Brothers made the grade.
Watch Siskel and Ebert Saturday at 5:30 on Wave TV.
Dick Enberg with Guess Who in the caboose here. Now, Louisville's had its run. They regain the lead. They trail by 1. Now going down the stretch. What is your call? This is where you enjoyed coaching.
What I would say is get Ellison on the high foul line, in the high post, where he can turn around and kick into Crook or to Kimbrough. On the other end, I'd get the ball into Manning's hands whenever possible.
Yeah, which has been difficult. That's been difficult. So, 50-49, 7:02 left. Denny Crum, still that youthful glow of Crum, who has won 380 games, the youngest ever to win, youngest in terms of time in a job. 200 games, did that in his 9th year, won his 300th, the soonest ever in his 14th year, and now he's only 20 away from 400 wins.
The first real recognition he got internationally has been this year. He's the head coach of the Pan Am Games, which will be in Indianapolis.
That's right. He's hoping that Danny Manning will play on that team, he said.
But it seems surprising that he's never received Coach of the Year. It's kind of rare.
Well, in some of the sources he has been named, but not the big one by the coaches themselves.
Heavy pressure up court.
7 minutes and 2 seconds left. And Ellison setting up Keith Williams. Rebound Hunter. He's got 5 rebounds knocked away. Crook. Stolen by Pritchard. What a play by Pritchard.
That's a walk. Call the jump. Kansas keeps the ball. The arrow's pointing that way.
Pritchard's made a couple of excellent plays underneath. He's good size for a guard at 6'3", but he's gone after some men much taller and come away with the ball.
He has no fear. He's a talented player.
And Larry Brown calls timeout. Crowd not happy with with the officiating with 6:35 left here in Louisville, and the visitors from Kansas up by 1.
Wait till you see the changes we're making at Howard Johnson.
This is Howard Johnson?
This is Howard Johnson?
This is Howard Johnson?
This is Howard Johnson.
Even today, there are still places in Europe so isolated, hardly anyone ever goes there. But UPS does. With scheduled delivery to every address in every European country it serves, at prices other air delivery companies might find a little scary. UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
The Florida Everglades and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. The Everglades means airboating, as close as you can get to flying without leaving the ground. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place in Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Hey, guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
On the western frontier, you can count on the cavalry to get you back on the road. Today, the Kemper Cavalry stands behind drivers. To ensure what you drive, compare Kemper. You ride with us.
I'm Connie Chung. Tonight on NBC Nightly News, fears increase that hostage negotiator Terry Wade is in trouble. The Archbishop of Canterbury sends urgent messages to Lebanon, and a Lebanese Druze leader offers himself as a hostage in exchange for Wade. And the middleman in the Iran arms deal blames the CIA for botching the deal.
The preseason college All-America team had Manning and Ellison plus David Robinson of Navy, Steve Alford of Indiana, Kenny Smith of North Carolina. 2 All-Americas taken out of the game in the first half, but in the second half, Purvis Ellison, 5 for 5 shooting, now has 16 to Manning's 6, and has out-rebounded him 7-2. 6:35 left. Denny Crum now with his roll program indicating to the crowd, come on now, get behind us.
They better watch Pritchett from the outside.
Hunter.
Whoa, what a shot.
Cedric Hunter with 8. 52-49 Kansas.
Man-to-man by Kansas.
When's the last time, Al, you saw a team 10-9 as good as this Louisville team? Ever? Kimbrough. Travel.
One ref called the foul, the other ref called traveling.
It'll be Kansas going the other way. Just under 6 minutes left. Jayhawks lead 52-49. Battle of Birds. The Redbirds against the Jayhawks.
Getting very, very close to a chess game. By another minute, all of a sudden, Coach Brown will go into a...
It's a steal by West. A save by Hunter.
A diving save.
Hunter, an all Big 8 defensive player last year. You can see why, the way he plays defense. In fact, he was as a junior as well. Piper left alone. Very short. Rebound Crook. Louisville trails by 3. Ellison dishing off. Crook inside to Kimbrough. He's fouled by Piper.
That's the 4th on Piper, I believe.
Again, Mark Pellock, who started at one of the inside positions for Kansas, took an elbow to the nose early in the game, the first minute, suffered a broken nose, and he's on the bench out of uniform. At the line, there he is, still dazed. Kimbrough looking for his 7th point. Doesn't get it. Harris with a rebound.
That was a 1-on-1 situation.
It's not a good shooting Louisville team. Both from the floor and the line. They're in the 40s from the floor and under 70% from the line. Pritchard, a 3-pointer. Rebound, Harris. Takes it right back in, and a foul.
Call the foul on Crook.
second on Crook. Keith Harris skipped the first grade. So he and his brother, Kelvin, actually went through school together out there in California at Santa Monica, although he's 17, his brother's 18. Brother Kelvin is a freshman player at Cloud County Community College. May indeed elect to go to Kansas as well. But this is a real find, Keith Harris. You saw him in practice last week before the game against North Carolina State, and your coach's eye said, hey, that kid's a player. He's an athlete.
I like the way he made the foul shots against the Wolfpack, North Carolina State last Sunday. They were all net. Let's see if he does it again. Yep.
That's 14 for him to lead Kansas in scoring.
He doesn't even touch the rim. Let's see about this one. Yep, no rim. Need a basket, Cardinals.
Plenty of time, 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. Look at that Hunter hawking on defense.
I would alley-oop that. Didn't put it up high enough.
Manning knocked it away.
Manning was playing on the outside of Ellison. If the ball would have gotten in, it was an automatic deuce.
Kimbrough for three. Out there, Hunter with another rebound. Ahead to Harris. McSwain rebounds. Kimbrough. (54-49) Kansas leads with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left.
Get it into Ellison.
Kansas trying to go 15-5 on the year.
Here it is.
McSwain. And the foul on Piper. That'll be all for him.
That's going to hurt because now the Cardinals will be able to play volleyball. They have so much of a height advantage. Probably go to Randall, won't he?
There he comes, Mark Randall, a freshman. Piper leaves with 6 points.
Larry Brown doesn't make mistakes. It's like he's holding a clinic when the game's on.
Randall, 42. His number is 6'9", from Englewood, Colorado, where he was the Colorado Player of the Year in high school last year. 69-61, Syracuse still in front. Clemson by 10 over Virginia in the first half. We'll see Virginia at North Carolina a week from tomorrow.
The Jayhawks have 3 freshmen out there.
We got Pritchard.
Oh, no, Newton's not a freshman, he's a sophomore.
Newton's a sophomore. Manning the junior and Hunter the senior guard. 8 points for McSwain off the bench.
Under 4 minutes. Pritchard's the guy you got to watch because if he hits a 3-point play, makes it difficult. Kimbrough moved up on him. Good play. Milking the clock. Shot clock's down to 16.
Game clock at 3 minutes 30 seconds. Hunter. Beautiful feed to Randall. And just in the game, Randall has his first points, and Hunter with 7 assists ties Darnell Valentine's Kansas career record. So apparently Hunter will be the all-time leader both single season and career. One more to do that. Ellison loses it. That's a nice move by the freshman Kevin Pritchard, who has 14 himself. So it's Harris and Pritchard, 2 freshmen leading the Jayhawks today. Timeout Louisville. Just under 3 minutes left here in Louisville. Kansas has opened a 7-point lead, 58-51. And the first-year men, Harris and this young man, Kevin Pritchard, are leading the Jayhawks.
We're not a company, but no company has more pride in what they do, or more pride in how well they do it. We offer you a meaningful and fulfilling future, one that goes far beyond the ordinary, one that brings with it the respect and admiration of Americans everywhere. We're not a company, we're your country. We're the Air Force, the Marines, the Army, the Navy. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
Glacier Bay, Alaska, and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Glacier Bay means the one and only Alaskan king crab, sweet, fresh, and big. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer, cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer, and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place, an Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Hey guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
Chevrolet announces one of the biggest values in automotive history. A 6-year, 60,000-mile warranty on new 87 passenger cars, plus $1,000 cash back on new Cavaliers, Camaros, and 2.5-liter Celebrities. That's cash back on the best protected cars in Chevrolet's history.
I think this bunch deserves a treat this weekend.
Yeah! We'll need extra cash.
No problem.
The Discover Card. Smart move.
Get cash at thousands of automatic teller machines.
And more.
With Discover Card checks. At largest Sears stores, coast to coast.
Get the most.
For cash 3 ways, this is the one.
Smart move. The Discover Card.
Great day.
Yeah, what are we doing tomorrow?
The Discover Card.
58-51 Kansas here at Louisville with just under 3 minutes remaining. The leading scorers for Louisville, Purvis Ellison with 16, 12 of those here in the second half. Herbert Crook 10 and Keith Williams 9. Cedric Hunter, as you can see, tying Darnell Valentine's career assist. Danny Manning, the All-America, has only 6, but the 2 freshmen, Keith Harris and Kevin Pritchard, with 15 and 14 to lead the Hawks.
Need a basket here bad, Dick, because they don't score. Coach.
Time running out on the Cardinals. 2 minutes left, less than 2. And Hunter with the body gets the call.
That was a little bit of a tickler call. Feather call.
First foul on Hunter.
What hurt about that, they didn't work the clock down enough. The foul 35 feet from the hoop is not smart. Designated shooter. Who will Louisville use? They got to start soon. Think of maybe going for 3-point shots.
Williams looking for his first double-figure game as a Cardinal. He has 9. 60-54, the Kansas lead.
I expect pressure up court if he makes this. Hard pressure.
Rebound to Manning. Pritchard stopping. Kansas didn't kill any time on that trip down court.
No, that was a freshman mistake.
Inside Ellison. Follows his own missed shot, and it's a 4-point game. 20 for Ellison.
Pritchard definitely should play against the clock. There's 4 points left. They got to milk that clock down under a minute. West, I'd play him close because he's a poor foul shooter. You got to hit Hunter every time he touches the ball.
Louisville man-to-man now, and that's Ellison on Manning.
You got to hit him. West, you got to hit Hunter. He's a 50% foul shooter, Chris. Don't touch Harris. Don't touch him. Oh, don't touch that guy. Wow. He's a great pressure foul shooter.
1 minute, 1 second left. And Keith Harris goes to the line. West with a foul.
Watch it. Chris says, oh, I didn't. Yes, you did, Chris. Yes, you did.
Harris with 15 points. At the line, 3 for 3.
Now, I've watched his last 10 shots in 2 games. Not one of the shots that touched the rim. So let's see if he does it again. No rim, all net.
It's amazing. As we saw at practice yesterday, we were kidding him about taking a 3-point shot. He could even draw iron. He was way off, and yet he seemed so accurate from the line.
Oh.
There's the miss.
Give him the kiss of death. Under a minute. Let's set up the score here now. Under a minute to play in the game. There's a 4-point spread. The arrow is favoring the Cardinals, Louisville.
And Louisville has the ball, but Kansas enjoys the lead. 55 seconds.
Mike the Silk Alagina. He's fresh, flashy, and unique. The hottest new name in the middleweight division. Dangerous Don Lee. His bone-crushing straight left is one of the most dangerous single blows in boxing. Alagina battles Lee, live on NBC Sports World.
America is sending her best. The swift. The strong. The athlete. America is sending her best. And NBC will be there.
19,428 at Freedom Hall for this battle between the Big 8 Kansas Jayhawks and the Metro Conference Louisville Cardinals. And it's been Kansas's game for the most part, but down to only 4 points. Louisville with the ball and 55 seconds left.
Now catch this. Louisville has to take a shot before 10 seconds because then Kansas could ice the game out. So I'd go for shot in 3, 4, 5 seconds. If they scored, it's a 2-point spread. Brown cannot ice the game out. But if you take more than 10 seconds to score your 2 points, then you got to foul intentionally. Did you catch that?
I did indeed. We'll watch whether or not Denny Crum is going to have his team shoot early. What you're saying, you got to get shoot before it gets to 45.
Before it gets to 45, otherwise they can ice it out.
Again, the shortcoming of this Louisville team, they don't have the great outside shooter, comes into play now in the final minute.
I can stay the way they're starting. They're going to let it go by 45. I know it. I know it.
Inside to Ellison. It's a 2-point game with 44 seconds left. Now Kansas does not need to shoot. Here comes Mark Turgeon as Larry Brown trying to get his good ball handling guard in.
Plus he's a senior. You want maturity. He'll take a freshman out, and you take a guy that's not a good ball handler. Well, it's a freshman he's taking out, number 33, Dick.
That's right, Jeff Geldner.
Geldner, yeah.
My guess is now that Denny Crum will have someone foul Cedric Hunter.
I'd foul Harris now. You know why? He missed the last one. He might become a head job. I wouldn't foul Pritchett.
Or this kid, Turgeon, is tough.
No, but you can't let him, they can't let him take it down, gang.
Almost
nice hustle. Good hustle. Good hustle. Look at that clock moving.
Foul is on Ellison.
1-1. Now don't forget, you got the 3-point shot. Who is the DS on Louisville? Who will take that? I guess they have to go to Williams, Keith Williams, to take the outside shot.
They don't really have that great shooter, though, again, and that's the penalty that Denny Crum works under.
Well, Wall didn't play today for whatever
Wall, who was a great high school player, led the world in scoring in high school at Camden. At the line is Danny Manning. You saw Crum calling Keith Williams over to talk to him. Manning is a free throw shooter, 69%.
Well, if he makes both of them, you can't go, obviously, for a 3-point play. That's why he's an All-American.
3-point lead.
Now the timeouts remaining. Kansas has 2 left. Louisville has 2 left. And again, the arrow for a tie-up favors Louisville.
30 seconds left in the game. Manning hits a pair. No timeout called by Louisville.
They said he only got 1 left now.
Now they do call. No, it's Brown. Larry Brown on the
Sure, that's smart because he has the edge, Dick. He has the 4 points. He wants to say, hey, if they take a shot from the 3-point area, don't foul under no conditions.
Still 30 seconds left, but we want to, in moving ahead, announce to you that today's game is brought to you by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. And by the Discover Card, the credit card that offers a wide range of financial services.
Again, 1 timeout left each, and I would presume, Dick, if Louisville scores, then he'll call that right away. To set up the defense and try to create a turnover or foul again.
4-point game at 62-58. Richard Klein is our director, and Kenneth Roy Edmondson, our producer. Suds Bailey keeping the numbers, and he has Purvis Ellison at 22 to lead all scorers. Crook and Williams with 10 each for Louisville, and Harris 15, Pritchard 14, Hunter 8, and the All-America Manning with 8 for Kansas. Now, for those of you on the West Coast, Washington, and they're fresh from a big win at UCLA a couple nights ago against George Raveling Southern California Trojan team, the second half of your doubleheader. That's only on the West Coast. Those of you here in the East and Midwest saying Oklahoma, the Big 8, defeat North Carolina State at Raleigh. That's a big win for Billy Tubbs Sooners by 4.
Oklahoma's tough, Dick. They're a physical team. They got those 3 outstanding ball players. And Billy Tubbs has a style of play that's just giddy up. It comes at you all the time.
And tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we hope you'll make plans to be with us. North Carolina, number 1, minus star guard Kenny Smith, who has had knee surgeries. They scoped his knee, I guess it was this morning. They feel he'll be out from 1 to 2 weeks. Goes against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and Notre Dame, while not in the top 20, they certainly move up in class when they play at home.
They are in the top 20 when they play at South Bend.
Now, that'll be at 1 o'clock tomorrow here on NBC Sports. Now with 30 seconds left, Louisville with the ball. They need a quick goal and then undoubtedly a foul and hope that a Kansas player will miss. Well, Hunter right off the bat makes a brilliant play for Kansas, steals the ball in midair, throws it off a Louisville leg. And Kansas with the ball. Cedric Hunter has been outstanding all day.
A dart to the heart of 19,000 fans. Bang. That was the last nail in the coffin.
And the foul on Abram, and it'll be an intentional foul. 2 shots for Kansas. Larry Brown's team playing very well. They were in a little slump at the turn of the year, but other than a 2-point loss at Oklahoma, they are about to win 8 out of 9, including a victory over Temple. Many feel a potential Final Four team, the Owls, one of the strongest teams in the East. Pritchard missing the first of a 2-shot opportunity. Beat a North Carolina State team last week, and now on the road at Louisville today.
Look for token defense up court and to settle back into his own. Ooh, he missed both of them. There's Light.
Ellison off to Williams. Manning steals it, but it goes to Abram. 3-pointer. Rebound Manning. Out of bounds to Kansas. 5 seconds left. While he's been fairly quiet here in the final minute, he's been in the right position to make a couple of key plays off the boards. 62-58, Kansas leads, and the foul on Abram. 1 second ticks off the clock.
Well, Louisville becomes a 500 team, 10 wins and 10 losses, but how would you like to meet them in the first round of the NCAA?
Let's look at some of the other scores, Coach. Oklahoma winning by 4 at NC State. Michigan upsetting Iowa at Ann Arbor. Kentucky bouncing back, beat Mississippi State by 14 at home. And Duke beat Wake Forest in overtime. So Turgeon misses the front end of a one-on-one. Williams counts if it goes, but it's Kansas moving up to 15-5. They started this week number 20 in the nation. Denny Crum's Louisville Cardinals losing their 10th game against 10 wins. The Jayhawks go home, and their fine play continues. Don't forget tomorrow, Al and I will be at South Bend, Indiana, as Notre Dame hosts the #1 team in the nation, North Carolina, with the longest winning streak in major college basketball, 16 in a row. Thank you for being with us. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines. You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
This has been a presentation of NBC Sports, proud to be the network of the 1988 Summer Olympic Games.
I'm Bryant Gumbel. It's a birthday party today at 35.
I'm Jane Pauley. The golden moments and a peek at what today might look like on its 70th.
A primetime celebration tonight.
Tape decks that turn out to be washers, VCRs becoming microwaves, and speakers as air conditioners. When you're tired of these discount electronic and more stores and ready to get serious, come to Music City's Classic Sound and Video. Classic has buy one, get one free on Fisher home speakers, only $199. And the 905A VCR with HQ digital tuning system and wireless remote, only $349. Music City's Classic Sound and Video when you're ready to get serious.
The wait is coming to an end. Just one more day until the sales event of the year. It's the Wave TV Super Warehouse Sale tomorrow at the fairgrounds. Sunday. Save on merchandise from dozens of the area's top retailers. Sunday. Register to win thousands of dollars worth of prizes. No purchase necessary. Sunday. Register to win the chance to buy an 87 car or van at half price. Sunday. Admission's free. Come after the Boat Sport and Vacation Show. Just one more day until the Wave TV Super Warehouse Sale 4. Sunday.
This is the final weekend of Schmidt Furniture's annual inventory clearance. There's still a good selection on all 4 floors throughout 6 connecting buildings. For example, sofas, love seats, and sleeper sofas. Famous brand name recliners, 3, 5, and 7-piece dinette sets. Look for these special blue tags for sale items. Many are one of a kind, so be early.
We're the affordable furniture store, Schmidt Furniture.
On the furniture corner of State and Main in New Albany.
Wave TV asks that you please don't drink and drive. We now join the following program in progress.